Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 804. Now, guys, forgive the lighting, and I'm going to explain what happened. I have a 98-year-old light switch. I'm not kidding you. I have a 98-year-old light switch that no longer is now working, and that's in fact. Now, usually I have that light on, but unfortunately, because that light switch is 98 years old and not working, well, I'm going to have to put up with this. It felt like having a torch, you know, but not really. So that's why the lighting is a little bit different than usual. So it's going to affect the lighting until we get this thing fixed, and we're going to get it fixed pretty soon. I'm going to key the lion's shirt because tonight it's NXT Heatwave, and even though she's injured right now, looking at some of her pictures, man, she always brings the heat wave. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But, however, we're going to talk about what happened last night on Monday Night Raw, which was hilarious, to say the least. And, as you know, it took place in Quebec City, as you know. Montreal, Quebec's favorite son, Sami Zayn, one half of the tag team champions, is here. Has arrived on Monday Night Raw, and the fans are doing the ole ole chant and all that, and here's the thing. He was about to address the Quebec crowd, and he says something in French, but then Judgement Day interrupts him, but then he goes, Sami Zayn goes, "Do you think you guys actually think I came alone?" And then Kevin Owens, another Quebec's favorite sons, came back. I should call them the Sons of Quebec, you know, or the new Quebecers, or the real Quebecers. Anyways, actually, yeah, the Quebecers 2.0, I like to call them. Kevin Owens came back, starts brawling and help Zayn clean house. So, and then Owens goes, "It's been a long time since I've been in action. How about I challenge you guys? Tag any two of the three yet?" And they say, "Fine, we'll find it. We'll figure it out." New Day and Drew McIntyre versus Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle in tag team competition, and the match was going well until the Viking Raiders decided to blindside the New Day first, and then excuse me, the Viking Raiders attacked Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle first, and then the New Day throwing the match out. Actually, the New Day did win the matchup. And then they both teams to attack. McIntyre fights back and cleans house. And then Jackie Redmond interviewed JD McDonagh and Finn Balor, but Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio interrupt the two of them, and they say, "Listen, sorry, not sorry," and so we got to talk about this matchup. And it seems like Finn Balor wants JD McDonagh to be part of the Judgment Day, but the rest of the Judgment Day do not want him to be part. We'll see what happens then. Shayna Baszler cut a promo about making waves in the women's division, how she's going to really change a few things. Meanwhile, Gunther addresses Chad Gable as Gable challenges Gunther for the Intercontinental title, but then in response, Byron Saxton decided to address Alpha. Interview Alpha Academy about this, and Chad Gable says, "I'm going to walk out the Intercontinental Champion." Intercontinental title match happened. Gunther and Gable, they went at it. It was a heck of a matchup, but Gunther made one tactical error, but there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is Chad Gable won the match. Bad news, it was by countout. So that means the Intercontinental title is still with Gunther for the time being. Now, according to Michael Cole, said 18 days on. So today it will be 17 days left. I mean, it's basically 2.5 weeks left until Gunther breaks the record of the Honky Tonk Man for the longest reign of the Intercontinental Championship. The Honky Tonk Man's record stands at 453 days. Will Gunther survive these 2.5 weeks? All he needs to get by, I believe, 2 weeks from yesterday, that he needs to actually, no. Wait, September the 9th. Yeah, he's got to survive these next 2 weeks. And then goes up to September 8th or 9th. I do believe. I saw this on the chat, on the Facebook post of one of my friends who responded September 8th or 9th. If he can survive all the way to then, Gunther will be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in the company's history of the WWE. We'll find out for sure if that actually happens. And then Byron Saxton interviewed Cody Rhodes, but then Cody Rhodes says, let's get out there. That way we'll get an interview. And he addressed, do you think I should get involved in the Judgment? He warned the Judgment Day that he will be watching. And then Shinsuke Nakamura addresses Seth Rollins, and he basically said, watch your back. Literally. Because what happened was, Seth Rollins has been dealing with back injuries. So, and Shinsuke Nakamura kind of knew about that. So this is going to be a very interesting situation right there and then. So at Payback, they're going after the World Heavyweight title. They're battling for it. So we shall see what happens. I really, Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch will be in a steel cage at Payback as well. Candice LeRae and Rhea Ripley going at it here in this matchup. And Rhea Ripley won by submission with her variation of Texas Cloverleaf, but Raquel Rodriguez comes out with a crutch. But then she flings the crutch at Rhea Ripley, starts brawling with Ripley, and then she decided to challenge Ripley. She said, I'm medically cleared, but I already talked to Anna Pierce. You and I will go out for the women's title at Payback. That's another match happening. 2 title matches already happening at Payback. Tommaso Ciampa, addresses his time away from Monday Night Raw. And he seems like he's got his eyes set on being the Intercontinental Champion. So if Chad Gable does not get the title, since he won the matchup but did not get the championship, Tommaso Ciampa will probably be waiting in the wings to challenge Gunther. We'll see what happens. The Miz addresses the Quebec crowd in LA Knight. Akira Tozawa comes out because he wants somebody. So as the Miz's opponent. And Tozawa annoys the Miz by saying, yeah. So, LA Knight comes out during the matchup between Akira Tozawa and the Miz. And he joins on commentary. They got the funniest line ever. The funniest line. The Miz is what you get if Biff Tannen banged a frog and pushed him down the stairs. And then minutes later, Tozawa picked up the victory over the Miz when Miz was distracted by LA Knight. That was the funniest line. That was the funniest joke. Miz looked like if Biff Tannen banged a frog and pushed him down the stairs. The hilarious moment, man. And I tweeted, well, I always thought that this is what you get if you get Fire Marshal Bill and the whammy from Press Your Luck. Anyways. And then after the matchup, though, Knight did come back and Miz arguing with the referee, who Michael Cole says resembles Eddie Munster. Michael Cole, man, I'll tell you what, I thought I was old making old school references. Michael Cole and LA Knight has been doing it. And then LA Knight hits Miz with a blunt force trauma. I wouldn't be surprised if those two guys go at it at Payback. We'll see what happens then. And then Riddle was talking to McIntyre, say, hey, we got to consider about this, man, this team name. And then New Day interrupts and says, you guys got potential, man, and all that. Hey, we got a tag team name for you, McRiddle. I'm like, oh, God. Are you loving it? I'm loving it. Oh, the McDonald's references. That's what we need, McDonald's references. Who's going to be their manager? Ronald McDonald? Oh, my God. Good Lord. Anyways. And then Priest talks to Ripley and Dominic Mysterio. Priest says, listen, and then all of a sudden Ripley goes, you know what? If this keeps up, I'm making a decision. So Becky Lynch come out to address the Quebec crowd and about Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark interrupted Lynch. And then Becky Lynch, yeah, I got you in 2 weeks, but next week, you and me, falls count anywhere. So I think the problem is that, you know, a lot of people have been on a problem with this feud because it was supposed to be built up for SummerSlam. You figured two big names in the women's division, and you would think SummerSlam's the biggest party. Why did he cut him off? I don't know. If I don't know what it was Endeavor's call or what. Well, a lot of things have been happening. So, and I don't think it was fair to Trish and Becky that they both, like not a lot of folks cared about the storyline. But I thought it was Trish and Becky. I think but the feud will end somewhere, and hopefully the steel cage will end that feud. So, and Byron Saxton interviewed Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and Chelsea Green does most of the talking. And then at the point that Piper Niven gets annoyed and goes, go to the ring. So they had a non-title matchup. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, against Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Niven and Green did pick up the victory. And then Jackie Redmond interviewed Seth Rollins about what Shinsuke Nakamura said. Seth Rollins acknowledged the fact he has a back injury, and he says he'll fight him next week. See what happens. And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come out for their main event tag team matchup, but then both fed up with all the wrongdoings and shenanigans and basically the infighting of the Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley says tells Priest and Balor, you two, Damian Priest comes out, but then Rhea Ripley guys from Balor said you two are teaming up. So the match was going on until I do believe. I think it was either Damian Priest or I think it was Damian Priest trying to hand or was it Dominic? Dominic Mysterio got involved, and went to go hand Finn Balor the Money in the Bank, but instead Kevin Owens intercepts it, knocks Balor in front of the referee, disqualification. Judgment Day jumps on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes gets involved. And then Cody Rhodes says, we're not ending Raw that way. We're making this thing a six-man tag. Adam Pearce comes down and said, let's do it. So they had the six-man tag. So, and then the team of KO, the champs and Cody Rhodes, KO, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes did pick up the victory over the Judgment Day. And Zayn addresses the Judgment Day, saying, hey, rough going. But then addresses the crowd, thanking them in French. I think that's what happened. So, that is all the time I have on the show. Episode 804 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Forgive the lighting. Although I think you guys can see me a little bit better in this lighting anyway. So, I think it's pretty good. But I'm going to make sure that we're going to get this light fixed. No problems, okay? So, until that next episode comes rolling around. And it will be Trebek Tuesday coming up next. It will be the 50th edition of the show. Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bofa Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.